Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. My name is John.
My name is Lester.
And joining us is Breanna.
Hi, my name is Breanna.
Yes, you can find her at My Name is Breanna on Instagram. No, just kidding. Okay, this is Breanna. She's my girlfriend. We brought her on here because in case we say any triggering female things, she can protect us. Not just kidding, lah. Huh?
We brought her on because we are going to be talking about dating apps. But before that, let's do all the shoutouts first.
Correct. Okay, so in case those of you that don't know, we have started a Telegram chat and Telegram channel.
Yes.
If you are interested, please join us in the links below.
Yep.
Recent developments for that, we actually managed to nominate three moderators for our chat. They are Denzel, Joshua and
Michelle.
Nichelle, okay, with an N. Thank you so much for volunteering to be the heroes that we needed. For those of you that are watching and listening in, right, and not on the chat yet, that's where the tea is at, man. We always continue our discussions for future episodes there, so that besides engaging with you all on YouTube comments, we can directly message you and reply some of your queries. And if you all do want to start some discussions, that's where you all can do it as well.
Yes.
So I highly encourage you all to go over there, click the link in the description box below.
Yes.
Join our channel and receive our updates. One other thing that we will try to get a little bit more of a sensing of would be whether we want to do a Telegram live kind of thing.
There's like a Clubhouse-like function on Telegram.
Yeah.
And we are like seeing whether we want to do it because the last time we tried Clubhouse and everything, it got really tiring.
Correct. And that's why you all should go to the Telegram chat and tell us whether you all want that. So yeah, see you all there, man. Next things, as usual, always follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, IMO.pod. And yeah.
Other than that, nothing else, right? Yeah, IMO.pod and Telegram channel. See you guys there.
Yeah, boy. New things, new exciting things. Anything else you want to hear next for our future episodes, you can also tell us in the chat. You can leave us a comment on the video. Yeah. But if not, let's get into today's topic.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, boy!
So today we'll be talking about dating apps. The reason why we have Breanna right now is because the two of them...
The reason why we have Breanna right is because of me.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure. But because I asked. Because I asked John first. But we were going to talk about dating apps, and I thought it would be cool if the two of them came down because their relationship started with CMB, right?
No.
Is this Bumble?
Yes.
It's Bumble, okay. Yeah. So it's a dating app for the people who don't know. And if you guys want the lowdown on their relationship, I'm sure they will talk about it later. But you want the 10-minute version, there's a Zula video.
Oh yes, we talked about it because of our huge age gap. So for those of you all that didn't watch the Zula video and are curious, right? Our age gap is 9 years, so it's kind of big for people in our generation, which is kind of rare, and that's why we went on video to talk about that.
I think that's a good segue into like the first, I guess, defining feature of a dating app, which is that you get to like interact across like to people that you otherwise wouldn't have probably met.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Is it something? Wait, when you were okay, so I'm very curious. What's your age range?
Okay, for me, when I use dating apps, right, I don't set age range.
Oh, like 18 to 40.
18 to whatever limit. I'll just put lah.
Okay.
And then I restrict if let's say the algorithm starts to like shift me to an age group that I don't find as desirable as certain age groups. Yeah. Which is still not like a deciding factor, right? Then I will limit, but most of the time is 18 to 99.
Okay.
Yeah.
18 to 99?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's 22 to 35.
Yeah.
Oh, she looked at you like you are the hoe.
No.
You are the hoe.
Why? No, but okay. No, but like I honestly, because it's not a real deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
I do get that like there's the implication that like different age has different maturity level or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what's important to me is that like two people can connect and I think that one transcends age, you know?
Okay, so I think for the people who are not acquainted with dating apps, maybe they are like too young to use it. Is there age minimum?
I
18,
would
right?
say then 18 would be the age minimum lah, because like by right, dating apps are not created for people below 18 because the preference for below 18 does not exist.
Oh yeah. I think 18 is the minimum. So if all the people who are not like,
so that the app don't get into legal trouble, I guess, because technically minors are not supposed to be on there.
That's true.
But like of course, given how accessible the
I'm sure some people.
Yeah,
Play Store, the App
catfishes.
Store. It's so easy, right? And I'm pretty sure secondary school kids these days
I've used Tinder before, and like I have like looked like at the girl's profile, and they say it's like
Not
18 or
18,
20.
right?
Then they say
Ah.
not 18. I'm actually
Yeah.
16 or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why are you here?
Yeah, man.
Don't do this to me. And then like this crazy as like, oh, she looks cool. Profile looks cool. And
Yeah.
then the last sentence is not 18.
You have to
And I'm
understand.
like, what the
You
hell?
have to understand that for Asians, I would say mainly Asians, from the age 16 to age 19,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Some people start to look exactly the same in that range.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's I think that even for the guys, you kind of look the same
Right.
at around the age.
I mean, of course, the clear indicator for guys after 19 at that time, botak lah.
yeah lah. But not like you put it in a Tinder profile.
Yeah,
lah,
no,
so-
but you get what I mean, right? Some people whose bodies develop a little bit faster earlier,
yeah.
end of 16, which is coming to 17,
Yeah.
looks almost 100% the same as 19.
Yeah, I think that goes into
And that's a huge difference, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
and that goes into a bit of the catfishing things. But before that, let's do a quick crash course on like what's the available apps for the people who don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is
How about apps that you have used before first?
okay, as I've used before. I've used Tinder,
Nah,
of course. I've used CMB,
good old Tinder.
of course,
Of course.
and I think I've used Bumble as well, but I haven't got a match on Bumble before.
Right.
Really? Oh shit.
Just not that desirable. I don't know.
I'm waiting.
I used Bumble as well. I have tried Okcupid,
Right.
and there's this one Singaporean one.
Patal.
I think so. I've like created an account. I went in. I hated the UI. I just deleted it. So I've like at least tried. I guess
Yeah,
during
yeah.
my I think army times or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about you, Breanna?
I just use OkCupid and then Hinge and then Bumble.
What's Hinge?
Hinge is also a dating app,
Hinge
but
is-
it's very expat. There's a lot of white guys and a lot of like Indian guys.
Okay.
It's not a lot of local guys. And even if they're local, right, they're very like high sex kind of local.
Oh,
I-
it's the Crazy Rich Asian
Except for
kind.
me, I was on there too.
You on Hinge?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what apps have you used?
Okay, so I think I have, not to be the throw down here, but I've probably used the most apps in this room. Right.
Okay.
Tinder,
Yes.
Bumble,
Yes.
CMB,
Yes. Standard.
OkCupid,
Okay.
Hinge.
Pato.
Patal I try, but then the UI I don't like.
The UI sucks, man. You guys have to do better. I'm sure you guys have done better. That was a few years ago already.
Shit, it's been a long time. I
Happen.
can't remember. I've never tried that.
Is Happen still a thing?
What's happened?
Is it the one that like you go if you like pass by them in like public, then they will
Trace
like,
together.
it's like a trace together.
Oh, that's
for
kind of
dating.
creepy, yeah. I don't know.
Legit. Then you can go through the people who you have crossed paths with before. Then you can swipe on them. Legit.
God.
I think the
Leave
name.
it in the comments below. If you,
Didn't Jian Hao do a ad on this?
wait, leave it in the comments below if you think Happen walked so that Trace Together could run.
Well, okay, so that's all you can think of. so
Yeah,
far.
that's all I can think of at the top of my head.
Okay, which one gives you the best experience?
To be fair, right, my relationships that I had in my life, okay, aside from my first one,
Yes.
every single one came from a dating app.
Which is crazy to me.
Why?
Same.
Is it not crazy to you?
It's crazy to me.
It's just crazy. To
Maybe
me.
I just don't meet enough people in my life.
Or
Have
people
thought
know you
about
that they don't like
Maybe
you.
I just got no friends. I don't know.
Maybe who
No,
knows?
but like, okay, basically all the girls that I've met, most of them are from online.
Okay.
And if I had to say the most successful that I've had, 2 relationships came from CMB lah.
So would you say that that's the best experience you have?
Best experience, very hard to say.
Okay.
Because like, depends on what you're looking for and depends on what kind of demographic you're like talking to, right?
Yeah.
Then I guess different apps have different like purposes and what's good about them lah. Like for example, I met her on Bumble, right? And why I like Bumble is very simple. We will both swipe at each other.
Yeah.
Okay, Bumble for context for those who have never used, right? Bumble is like Tinder, except
the
when
girl
y'all
has
both
to-
match, the girl has to initiate the conversation.
Yes.
And I like that. It
And
made me
there's a
feel
24-hour limit.
oh yeah, there's a limit to when
Oh, there's
you
a
can
limit?
respond.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
there's a limit to when you can respond. Actually, that would be kind of like CMB. There's
Yes.
also a time limit to
Yes,
respond.
yes.
Except like CMB, you match both got the chance to talk lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I like Bumble because like it's interesting. It's the only app that puts me in the position where I wait for a response.
That's true.
And like as much as I talk a lot of shit, I also
You don't want to rest.
sometimes I'm
don't
not
want
so
to
good
start.
at initiating convos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, so okay, I think it's quite interesting because we have Breanna here.
Yeah.
And she'll be able to tell us like the different like demographic of guys on different apps.
Very different.
Is it very different?
Very
Because
different.
to me, all the apps, the girls, all like kind of the same.
What are you saying, bro?
Is it not the same?
No.
Like CMB a little bit more wholesome lah.
Yeah, no, okay. Wholesome may not be the right word, but like CMB, I would say is where it's a little bit more purposeful than say Tinder. Tinder is really chaotic sometimes, right?
Okay, fair.
And that's why like the homo the LGBT version that was created, the Grindr, which was created of a similar concept to Tinder, is chaotic. And if you ask any LGBTQ member, most of the time they'll tell you that Grindr is hell, like jokingly, right?
It's like the Tinder equivalent lah.
Yeah, Tinder is chaotic as hell.
It is.
Can we all just agree
It is.
that Tinder is chaotic as shit?
But there are people who have like successful relationships off Tinder,
Yeah.
which is good for them, but we don't know how you do it,
Yeah.
I guess. But okay, wait, what the different? Is it the same like for the
I
girls?
feel like
perspective?
OKC to me is also very chaotic.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, it's very chaotic.
Okay, maybe I give everyone the context on how these apps work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tinder, everyone knows, right? Two people must swipe right on each other,
Yep.
right? Which is a yes for each other, then they'll match. Then they can straight away stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okcupid is you have like a social media profile on their site. And if they like you, they can give you a like. And if they like you enough, they can directly just message you.
Is it?
I think if you pay enough money, you can.
Do I remember this
know
wrongly?
back then I used when Okcupid was still kind of small. So like, it was a free feature. But I think now you pay money already.
Yeah, and like as a girl, right, if you want to see your likes, right,
Yeah.
you only can see like 2 or 3. You pay money already.
Yeah.
Oh.
As guys, right, you can only see who you like. You cannot see who like you back.
Yeah.
Then how you message is like just pay money, you can message already.
Yeah, you
don't need to
it's
match or
like unlock
anything.
premium features. Yeah, don't need. That's Okcupid.
Oh, was I using the wrong app or something? Okay, I don't remember this, but okay.
Okay, then after that, CMB is every day, right? Guys are given a limited number of
I think it's
matches,
24 or
potential
something.
matches.
Yeah.
Really?
You all don't know this.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. You
So
guys don't know
CMB
this.
is more is very demand and supply centric.
Yeah.
Right. So for guys, they are given a number of potential matches.
Yeah.
They will swipe left or swipe right. Right. They decide yes or no.
Yeah.
And then that will that will be their done already. Then after the girls, you will pick, right.
I never use CMB.
I believe CMB.
You have never used CMB?
No.
Oh.
I believe CMB for girls is they will get to pick who swiped on them
Oh.
to talk to.
I think it works the same, but for girls they get to, if I'm not wrong, they get to swipe on more people
Something like
than
that.
the guys.
Yeah, then if they connect, they got 1 week to talk to each other, something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
They have a limited period of time
Correct.
that you have to send message to each other.
Yeah.
Then they can extend a conversation.
If not, it will cost you beans, which is their virtual currency.
Oh.
Then if you want to go away from their like algorithm, because sometimes like their algorithm, they might give you like, okay, so the way the CMB works is that they also have like a personality match system.
Oh yeah, there's a very extensive quiz to do.
Yeah, then they'll match you guys based on personality.
Yeah.
And sometimes in their normal 24 that they give you every day, they don't give you like the best match.
Oh.
Because they know that like you're not paying money for it. So if you want like the best match, right, most of the time you have to go into like the explore and you have to spend your beans on
That's
the best match.
What forced obsolescence? Is it called forced obsolescence? The one where products are created to spoil earlier so that you buy more.
Oh.
Kind of, I guess. I think they're just trying to force
Planned obsolescence.
Yes, yeah.
Planned obsolescence.
So I think so lah. This is a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy, yeah.
It's not confirmed lah.
Leave it in the comments below if you think
I think it is. After a while of using it, I'm like, this is something off here.
Correct. Okay, wait. Then what's the next app
Tinder just swipe left and right. That's super light.
The very last one, I guess, is Hinge.
Yeah, I have no idea what Hinge is.
I cannot remember it.
Hinge is
A Tinder.
same thing. Like people can like your pictures or whatever.
Oh yes. Okay. Hinge would be just like Okcupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then,
For like experts.
yeah, and Bumble is just 24 hours. So if I message you 24 hours and you don't reply within 24 hours, I'll
Also
match
no more.
no more.
Yeah.
It was just gone.
It will just
Yeah.
disappear, be deleted.
Unless you spend money to like rematch again.
Correct.
Wow, that is really, really sad.
But it's really fun.
Yeah lah. You're not always obligated to reply to people. Right?
Okay. So do you find that like the matches you get from different apps give you like a different vibe?
Yes.
So for
This
you,
one
yeah,
you share.
you share.
I feel like the matches that I get from OKC, right, or the guys that like me on OKC are trashier.
In what ways? Yeah.
They're like dodgier, trashier, and I don't want to sound mean, but they just look more common lah. Like those like typical guys that you see at MRT interchange, that kind.
Okay.
Like you won't really like take a second glance, that kind, you know.
What?
Really? No, I feel like they're very
saying, girl?
No, I just feel like
Sure.
the standard there isn't very good.
Okay. Then what's the good standard?
But I feel like the good standard is also because Bumble I can choose.
Oh.
You know?
Okay, see, anyone can just approach you.
Yeah, so it's like my inbox will always get flooded with guys. But in Bumble, right, my inbox
gotta
is very
curate it
clean.
properly.
Yes, because I get to clean my inbox.
You must understand that, like, firstly, right, flooded with DMs in any dating app is a 100% mostly female experience.
Okay, wait, how many matches do you get in a week? On average?
How many?
Yeah.
You're
Actually, on
asking
Tinder-
a really
Tinder
tough
only.
question.
Tinder only. Like on average.
Maybe 2
2 a week?
on a really good week.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
There was once I went like 3 weeks without a single match.
Why are you surprised?
Legit. I mean, I'm not a handsome guy lah. Let's be honest
Yeah,
here.
neither am I.
But like, it's tough out there, man.
It is.
It really is. It's
I know you probably have like 2 a day, at least.
Match or what?
People that
Like match, let's say match.
indicated that they
A
like
day,
you.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to
5. Oh my goodness,
I just
really?
want to put it there that
Yeah, it's a lot.
5 a day?
More.
More than 5?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
ladies and
What
gentlemen,
in
we
the
have
world?
found the inequality that no one is talking about.
I think this everyone knows. I
but
just didn't know it was that bad.
It's like that. It is like that, right? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah.
like people can even do those experiments where they do the girl filter, then they try to play pranks on people who match with them. Guys, if a girl did a male filter, she don't need to use her phone, right?
Yeah.
She can just leave it down there and then no messages come.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so interesting. Okay, but then there's, I mean, the whole catfishing thing is like, as you guys said, like the guys are making like, they're using the girl filter.
Okay,
and
I
then
would
going
say
on
that
there.
like that one is a little bit more prevalent on apps like Tinder
Yeah.
and Bumble.
Really?
Because
Okay.
there's less information. It's mainly just photos, a photo reel, and then a description. That's Bumble and Tinder, right?
Is this something that like you are afraid of? Like catfish?
A little. That's why like when I chat, right? Yeah, we need to vibe first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before like giving your number and stuff lah.
Yeah, so it's vibe, then exchange IG, so I can like see if we have mutual friends or if they're like legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then after his number.
Telegram.
Telegram. Okay.
Yeah.
Telegram is great. By the way, those of you that are not using Telegram or just started on Telegram, please firstly go on Telegram and secondly join our Telegram chat and our Telegram channel.
That's right. What a great segue.
No, and also let me tell you why Telegram is preferred. Because Telegram as a chat, you don't need to give people number.
Yeah,
WhatsApp need to give number,
that's true.
right? And that's why WhatsApp is like starting to lose its edge.
Yeah.
Even though like our older family members use them.
Maybe that's why it's starting to lose its edge.
Because they'll need to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, so for you, are you paranoid of
Me.
catfishes?
Frankly speaking, I wouldn't say that I'm paranoid because I'm very open-minded about things lah. And in fact, I've gotten into a few interesting stories with people I've met on dating apps.
Okay, do you want to share some?
One of it was like I think it was Okcupid. Then I was talking to this girl, we were hitting it off pretty well. The first time we met, we went to like Bras Basah to like eat something, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Then after that she was like, would you like to go somewhere with me? Then I was like I thought because we vibed well over like arts and whatever, then she was like, maybe we're going to like an art gallery or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then she brought me to this shop in Bras Basah. Bras Basah is a place where people get art supplies and
Yes,
stuff like
yes,
that, right?
yes,
And
yes.
it's actually pretty near some of the art district items. We go into the seminar. We go into this place that looks like it's hosting a seminar. We sit down. It's just rows and rows of plastic chairs, which is like the school kind of plastic chairs.
Yeah.
And then suddenly this guy in a suit comes out, right? And he's wearing like a button-down shirt,
Yeah.
no tie, right? Comes out, and then he was like, "How many of you want to be your own boss? How many of you want to get money, get rich quick? You want to own? Then this person own their private island lah. This person own the don't know what lah." And then straight away I was like, "Holy shit! Did my date bring me to an MLN
Scheme.
like seminar? Is this what she meant by seminar?" Because she was like, "Would you like to come to the seminar?"
Oh,
And I was like, I thought like it would be some cool talk or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if they talk about like I don't know feminism in arts or something like that, which would have been a really, really interesting and insightful topic to listen into.
Yeah.
And then I just hear some white guy talk to me about how Gurmit Singh also in this, the one also in this. And would you like to get rich? Then the crowd is just like,
But I would think that's bad.
that was a fun story.
I mean, fun in retrospect, but I'm pretty sure
on the day itself, I was I was a
feel
little bit
great.
annoyed firstly that I was kind of tricked into there. But second thing was like I'm not the sort to let something negative get me down so easily.
Okay.
Right. So I just sat there and tried my best to enjoy myself. I tried to vibe off that guy's energy. But sometimes once in a while casually glancing over at her and like seeing whether she knows what she's done. Like, she clearly knows lah, so I tried my best to avoid eye contact. But when I did, I was just like, yeah. Do you want to have a private island? Yeah. But it was like interesting lah. It was one of those like stories that
It wasn't that bad, right?
I tell people don't believe the first time I tell, but they laugh at like hell.
Yeah,
but it's true. I cannot remember your name, but if you're out there
Why?
and you have a private island, please invite me lah. Then we can go for some margaritas or whatever.
Breanna is like, what in the world?
I mean, if you have a private island, if you don't have, then
No.
then why the fuck did you do it?
Breanna, I'm pretty sure like the stories are way worse for like the girls on like dating apps. I don't know. I've like heard like horror stories
I've heard so many horror stories.
from like dating apps. Have you personally have any?
No, I feel like I'm very lucky. Like out of all the people that I've met or talked to, right, they're all super nice and genuine.
Have you been on Tinder?
Except Tinder. See, I'm very selective.
Wait, okay, so what's your selection criteria? What's up?
Like what I see in a guy, what I choose the guy.
Like yeah. Like what was your thought process?
First is age.
Okay.
Yeah, because guys my age are in NS.
Okay, so you like no to 21 year old.
Not really, because like I feel like I don't really vibe with them. Because all they talk about is NS.
It's a bit too hard.
As
too
a guy,
close to home.
that hurt, but it's true.
It's a bit
It's
cool.
like, all
close
they
to
talk
home.
about is NS, and
Kinda true though.
they're not even that free.
That's
so
true,
when they
yeah.
talk to me, it's like at night when they can use their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Fine.
boring.
It's just
Fine.
hey bro, what you need? Wow, bro, my check shit.
Yeah, boring as hell. What do you eat? Cook house food lor. What? Okay. What do you do? PT lor. Oh, fun.
Before y'all jump to the comments and flame her, y'all reflect lah. Huh? As a guy, I had to admit
kinda
that sometimes
true, though.
right, when I come out at night, right, the only thing I want to talk about is like, wow, today
Wow, my PT
wow, I
checks.
tell you they made me do push up already, right? Then after we run, right? Then after someone never behave, they made me do again,
Yeah, so it's like
It's so
I ask
boring.
them, what are you gonna do during the weekend? Sleep lor.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep. Hit a bit too close to home, but like it's correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, other than that, so you haven't had like bad experiences lah.
No, they're all super nice. Because I think we both were very like genuine and with our sort of like what we want and what we were looking for.
Yeah.
So when I downloaded dating apps, mind you, it was just like me and a friend. We were just like, let's download it for like 30 minutes and delete it after, just to like see how it is.
Yeah.
But when I downloaded it, right, I swiped on so many guy friends.
On guy friends, like
Guy
people
friends.
you know lah.
Yes.
for me, when I use Tinder, sometimes when I see my
super like
female,
them.
yeah, I was super like that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
and then
Yeah.
it just gets rowdy as shit.
Yeah, so it became like a whole catch up session. So like 30 minutes became 1 day, 1 day became 2 days, 2 days, 1 week. Then suddenly I downloaded like 2 other apps.
And then you got together with John.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Okay. I mean, was the way you guys interact with the opposite gender like different when you're on dating apps? Because like personally, I think it's very different.
I would say, okay, for me, right, personally, I feel that when I meet someone face to face for the first time, right,
Yeah.
there's always this like nerves, you know,
Yeah.
which I think is normal, and that's why I think that like dating apps for me have been very helpful because I might have a lot of things to contribute, but I don't think I'm confident enough to approach someone to cold call, basically to be like, hey, I think you're cute. Can we exchange our contact? Maybe talk to each other, that kind of
Yes,
thing,
yeah.
right? I don't have that in me, and personally, it might not be immediately obvious, but I'm a nerdy homebody that does not like to go out.
Yeah.
And when I go out, I like to go out to the outdoors. That kind of go out. I don't necessarily like to go to places where too many humans are at.
Okay, yeah.
I like humans, don't get me wrong. I just don't like to go places where too many humans are, because usually those places are where people engage in activities that either cost me too much energy or cost me too much money.
Yeah, bars and clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm there for a good time, not in the sex sense, in the like,
Yeah.
one more tower, please.
Yes.
Not the like, hey, she's cute, let me go and try to hit her up.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
And like in Singapore, like there's sometimes I feel, as much as an excuse, sometimes you got no time. It's your night out. You want to enjoy your night out. Your objective is to drink there, not to, and that girl's cute. And then after that, you spend half the night talking to this girl, and then after that, the other half the night, you're distracted, not really finishing your drinks.
That's true.
Might as well go home, play Fire Emblem.
I think for me, it's more of a confidence thing.
Right.
It's like I definitely do not have the confidence to go out to like random girls and saying like, hey, you're cute, can I get your number?
Yeah.
Or anything. Unless if I had like a little bit too much to drink, then maybe
Liquid courage.
Like.
But that one usually don't end well.
Yeah, they don't do well, trust me. But like I think but for like dating apps, because I know they like me, like unless it was accidentally, like there's like extra confidence.
No, it's like cushioning also, because I think it's less personal than face to face.
Yeah.
You get a chance to connect from a good distance, then close the gap. I feel like that's better than putting all your eggs in one basket at one go.
Yeah, and also like the thing I always say is like, yeah, I can like be a bit more risky with what I say and be a bit more like forthright with my intentions and stuff. Because like if they say no, then I just never talk to them ever again.
Exactly. In fact, right, if they say no, they will take the initiative to not talk to you. Yeah. And also they won't take offense, which I think is difficult to navigate in real life, because they may take offense at the fact that you even approached them in the first place.
Yeah.
And we've heard so many stories about that, right?
Yeah.
So as a guy, sometimes like I understand, if people turn to dating apps instead, because it does help you bridge that gap. That invisible gap first to ice break.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you ever approach someone in public and be like...
I approach a guy.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
But in Bumble it's fine, right?
No, but why won't you do that? Is it because you're shy, or is it you have some feminist belief?
I try.
Shy lah. Then normal, all of us, then that is all of us are the same, you see?
Yeah.
We
but it's
don't have
very
it in
weird
us.
because like on like Tinder and stuff, we are okay with doing the
You'll
first.
never see that guy ever again.
That's
and
true.
like you've never met them at all. What?
Like what I mentioned, you also won't have the chance to if it potentially offends someone, it will not have you don't give them the opportunity to offend your approach, because you're both on the platform to look for people already.
That's true.
Right? Like for example, some people can be very offended, or like if you be vulnerable to approach someone and then they react negatively, it's very it hurts your feelings, right? And then it ends shittily for you.
Yes.
So I understand, dating apps help you prevent that, because you're both on the dating app means what? Means you're on the dating app, right?
You're there to like have fun and look for people, I guess.
Correct.
I think there's like one whole part of like the dating app, which is like the first message that I'm quite sure that most of you guys will be quite interested in. But should we take a camera break first?
Let's take a quick camera break, and we'll be right back with more stories about dating apps, and we'll get
first
Breanna to
messages.
share a little bit more.
Especially from our perspective.
See you on a bit.
See you guys.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for our next part. It was a long break, but y'all don't know that because
it
the
was
camera
a
cut.
so long break. No, I was kidding. It
Actually,
was not. It was like 5 seconds.
We watched a movie just now, Snyder Cut.
3 hours.
Okay,
but
come.
Yes, I think the first message is something that a lot of people, like I guess, focus a lot on. Like how do you send like the first good first message and stuff like that. And I mean, there are tons of courses out there on YouTube that does this, like teach you how to. Yeah, dude.
No, because I have to say, okay, it's almost become a meme about like guys who approach girls on dating apps like poorly. It's almost become a meme. We've all seen it, right? At least one meme about how people.
We might have been it.
A lot of my girlfriends say that if a guy approaches them and asks, "How's your day?" immediately no.
Yeah, boring.
Boring.
So like I understand first message, right? A lot is riding on that shit.
Yeah, there is a lot. So wait, what's your go-to line? Do you have a go-to line?
My go-to line, okay, if I have to recall back, right, my lines are usually very simple, right? Because most of the time I don't swipe on people whose profiles are empty.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so you look at their profile and
so they have something to say,
something,
right? And just be like, hey, I thought that was really cool. I also do this.
Okay.
I point out something about them which I think is like important to me, because I don't want to just swipe on the pretty face, because pretty face later catfish.
You're Jesse McCartney. I don't want another pretty face.
The Zoomers will not understand your reference.
Do you
Hey,
understand?
I do.
No, but like you know what I mean, like, but like
Yeah.
I just don't want another small waist pretty face with a big bang. That one more relevant to the Zoomers. Okay, no, but anyway, the main thing is that like I will approach them with something that I can potentially connect with them with.
Yeah.
Because firstly, I don't want to lie to anyone, but is my face enough to just attract people? No.
I mean,
Okay.
You're a handsome guy, but like,
Thank you for that, but like,
no.
you think handsome doesn't matter because I will not DM you. But the main thing is, okay, you
Yeah,
have to try to make it, make yourself approachable and try to start the conversation.
Yeah.
In order to build a connection, because I mean, appearance is just a bonus, part, right?
Yeah,
And then like be able to build from the conversation down there, lah.
that's true.
And then sometimes it can be something simple like hey, I saw this in your profile, I thought it was really cool or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes you send a cute GIF,
GIF.
graphics interface format.
It's GIF.
It's GIF.
Jiff.
Leave it in the comments below. But
Another
anyway,
IMO.
anyway, yeah. So you know,
Yeah.
if I could some
So you create something.
yeah, something to talk about, you know.
Okay. Is it? I'm assuming that's the best kind of messages, right?
It is, and I think I make it super easy for guys also because the answers that I put on my profile are all nonsense. If you remember correctly,
I can't remember.
like they'll be like, "What are you passionate about?" And my answer will be Mr. Coconut.
Yeah. Then they'll ask you what. else.
Frankly, right, as a guy, right, that kind of answer, right, I don't like it.
Why?
Cause not enough.
Too bad you sucked on me, bitch.
But that's the great thing about Bumble because she start.
Oh, that's true.
And let me tell you, our first conversation, you did not write on anything that I wrote.
Yeah lah, don't need
You
to,
were
because
playing Among Us.
because you start.
She was,
It's
She
different.
was playing hard to get.
No, it's different.
It's so
you
hard to
see.
get.
But I got.
Wait, so what did he say? What did you say and what did he say?
I sent a GIF because girls have to start convo ma.
Yeah.
So I sent a GIF and then he responded. And then I think you asked like typical like how's your day, blah, 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 like what are you doing? Like,
Did
and,
I say that?
I think-
Firstly, I don't think I'm that boring. I usually will respond with like a GIF back,
Okay.
and then after that I'll talk about something like I will talk about something on the profile, then I'll ask you how's your day.
no.
I confirm got.
I think I asked you like what were you doing, like how's your night or something, and then you're like, oh, I'm drinking whiskey, I'm playing Among Us with my friends, blah blah blah. Give me a moment, I'm losing. So yeah.
Sounds about right.
So it was like on
Can
and
you
off, on
imagine
and
me
off.
saying that in my like? That's totally me,
Yeah.
right? To be fair, sometimes nowadays I video call her.
It's still
And then
like
I'm
that.
playing games and we are fighting war. And then I'll play. Then I'm like, yes.
So even though he didn't have the best first impression in your head, you
Yes.
still went on with it because like, why?
Not best, man.
Nah.
Oof. Someone get me out of here.
Because that means I got game, what?
Okay, then what's the redeeming quality that made you go like, or you just bored as fuck? It was circuit breaker, right? Was it?
No.
No, it was like phase 2 already.
Oh, phase 2.
It was like November, October period. November.
October, November lah. Yeah.
End October.
Halloween! I remember
Oh, yeah.
because I was gonna
Halloween
dress up
is,
for Halloween and then he gave a lot of like creative ideas and
Halloween
shit
is
like that.
30.
October
31st.
31st.
First, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what was the redeeming quality?
He's super hyped about every little small thing, which I was like, yeah.
You were like, oh, that's cool.
I was into it because like I like told other people like, oh, I'm gonna dress up as this for Halloween, and they're like, oh, cool. But I told him, then he's like, why is there no blood? Why are you not scary? You need to do this, you need to do that. Blah, blah.
Yeah, how dare she, right? How dare she go into Halloween just wanting to wear a onesie? And here I am thinking to myself, firstly, no one fucking invites me to Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, you do, you're 30.
No, it doesn't matter. Whether I'm 13 or 30, no one has fucking invited me to Halloween. Hello, what are you doing out there, society? No, but anyway, you know, I'm always big on this kind of reactions because I'm genuine about it. Because like fucking hell, if I were in Halloween, right, I tell you, I paint the town red without killing anyone.
With important note, without killing anyone.
Yeah, no, but like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like I got excited that she was like actually doing Halloween.
Okay.
He's
Alright.
super excited in everything that I did.
Is that a general advice that you will give to guys?
Yeah.
No, my advice, no, don't anyhow give guys advices because you shouldn't be faking it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the best way to
genuine,
is to be fucking be yourself. If you are excited about it, right? Be excited about it. It doesn't matter if someone like vibes off your energy, then great. If they don't, then dating apps a good thing. Tomorrow you got a whole bunch of swipes again.
That's true. Not tomorrow, or maybe a few weeks time.
Actually,
right?
instantly also if you're using Tinder or Bumble.
Fine. Enough.
No, but like basically, I thought that like I was being myself.
And I think that's attractive, right? I don't know.
I don't know, clearly.
Confident.
Right?
Confident, I guess.
I kind of scored something here, not so bad.
But okay, admittedly, my first messages are always pretty bad.
Oof.
It's always it's either how's life,
Ugh.
a little bit too audible. It's always how's life, or like I think during circuit breaker it like got changed a little bit. It was how's circuit breaker treating you. So I guess a little bit like customer,
Customer.
But unless there's something like the girl does photography, then I'll comment something about photography.
Yeah.
But if not, like I often don't have like a lot to say.
Really, yeah. You can't think of a simple, cute opening line.
Either that,
Like
or
if it's
enough balls to do it.
circuit breaker, what would I say? I'll probably say something like, on a scale of 0 to Dalgona coffee, how bored are you during circuit breaker?
Does that work?
No.
Not on her lah.
No.
But I thought it was pretty clever.
Okay.
I don't know. I replied to a lot of stupid things. Like there's this one guy who I like replied to, and he's such a great guy. Like, he's such a solid friend. Okay, so I my Okcupid, I have a lot of like memes of cats as like my pictures. So
I
it's
hate
like,
those kind, by the way.
I also hate that.
no, it's like my face and then the cat. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
okay,
Zoomer
I didn't
things.
ask for your opinion.
Simply Zoomer things.
So I had a cat whose face is like really ugly and stuff. Then the guy replied, "That's how it looked like when I jizz or something."
What?
As a joke.
Clearly, I will never say that.
Clearly, the wavelength's a bit different.
Exactly. And that's why
Yeah.
like the kind of lines I have are slightly different.
Yeah. Wow. And
I won't
you
go
were
into
cool with
sex
it.
straight away.
I was cool because he was joking and he didn't take himself seriously, and I obviously did not take myself seriously.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I was looking for something serious, then obviously no lah.
Fun
But-
advice to everyone out there. I'm just gonna put it out there based on my experience, okay?
Yeah.
Sexual openers don't always work.
Not always, like, you kind of gambling.
I would say
Yeah.
majority of the time they don't.
90% of the time
Yeah.
it probably won't work.
Yeah. They probably don't work.
I mean, yeah.
If I saw an ugly cat photo, I'll be like, wait, which one is you?
Wow.
Oh. Okay.
And
lah.
that works better.
What?
Play hard to get up. Yeah.
That always works better. They'll be like, if they vibe with your energy, they'll be
Okay.
like, you bitch.
True lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to keep in mind that I really wasn't taking myself seriously at all. So
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
taking anyone there seriously.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, my openings weren't very great. Maybe that's why I haven't got much luck.
No, but that's fine, lah, because like you find luck elsewhere.
Yeah. My real life conversations with actual real life people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think it's just for me it's a little bit harder to come up with something. I think I feel very pressurized when I see the convo empty. Then I have to like start with something that like I know a lot of things hinges on that one message. But once she replies that first message, then a lot of things like flow a lot easier after that.
Yeah, I think that's the unnecessary pressure that people on dating apps sometimes put on themselves.
Yeah.
Right? They feel they're like, oh my god, this person is so like, they idealize this profile. Like, oh my god, so good. I want to talk to this person. But then like everything hinges on my first message.
That's true.
But like they forget that like, in a normal real life setting, if they just be chill and talk to a normal person, how would they do that? They will have to do it anyway, right? Also,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So just be yourself and actually say what you would normally say.
I think
So
just
you'll
be
be
yourself
like-
is like
so
very
like,
good advice.
You can even be like, honestly, I feel that there was one time I opened with this before. I was like, hey, I think you're really cute and I'm really nervous. I don't know what to say. But your profile got this cute dog and I got a cute dog too. Something like that,
Yeah.
And then that is like being honest.
Yeah. I think I've used before one. I don't know whether it worked, but I think that the first few times I was using Tinder, the first few matches I got, one of them was okay, well, I didn't think I would get a match, so I didn't think this far. Hi, how are you?
Yeah,
too?
Oh, that's
Fine
kind of
also.
cute.
I didn't think I'll get this far. I
Yeah.
truly didn't.
Oh, it's so cute. Okay,
Yeah.
I would like that.
But I think
Well, too late
just
for
be
that.
honest.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit too late. Yeah. No,
Too late
but
for that.
I think it'll be. I think that's the best advice. Like, just be yourself.
Yeah, just truly be yourself.
So
So
what
if
if there are like guys out there that are like, but myself is like boring.
okay, let me just put it out there that firstly, right, I don't believe that yourself is boring.
Okay.
Because, right, you are definitely not boring. Everyone is interesting. You're just not packaging the right parts of yourself. So, like, for example, you can say that like I spend all my days playing video games.
To some people, it will be interesting. Some people will be boring.
That in itself has people who it has interests, right?
Yes.
If you're passionately able to talk about video games that level football enthusiasts, talk about their football teams, that in itself is interesting, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And like I feel that like if really truly you do nothing all day to the point whereby people ask you what you do, you cannot even expand on anything that you do, then you need to work on yourself first.
True.
Think about it.
Bond
Think
over
about
everything. We bonded over a hate for coriander.
Correct.
Coriander.
Yeah, we hate
Like
Coriander
coriander.
sucks, what?
Like the leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, who the hell likes it?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. And this is how you can find some of the things that genuinely you don't like or you enjoy, and then you
true.
bond over it. What?
Yeah.
We bonded over my hatred but her love for Oni.
Only what?
Oni.
Yam-paste.
Yam. The Hokkien, the
Teochew.
Teochew dessert.
Oh, I have no idea what the hell that is.
We
Yeah,
bonded over
it's not
Animal
nice.
Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh, Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing. Yeah,
Okay,
it could be anything, you see.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, for example, I talk about like I play video games all day. Right? That in itself is interesting. But if you play video games, also play half fuck. You do eat food, also eat half fuck. You don't step into your room, also half fuck. Step out of the room, also half fuck. Then you got nothing to say, right?
Yeah.
Then that's when you need to work on yourself.
True.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
I think eventually you'll find someone that has like similar interests.
Absolutely. And I think it's very important in dating, in modern day dating especially, right? That you need to find someone with either similar vibe or similar interests.
Yeah.
So that if what you talk about interests that person as well. Because if you cannot talk about what you're passionate about, right, the opposing person is not able to share their passions back to as well.
That's true.
Because if you're not passionate, I feel like people vibe off each other's energy very readily. One, if you share something passionately, someone else will share their thing passionately to you as well.
Yeah.
If you have nothing passionately to share with that person,
They wouldn't.
don't blame that person for not having any passion to share any passionate things back.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me, like my interests will be like videography, photography. I play chess,
Yeah.
and
No, I think that's a good point to bring up because you see instantly, right, you talk about chess.
Yeah.
This whole room, we all laugh out of cynicism. You can say like, I bet you're chuckling cynically right now.
exactly like it's a good convo starter, even if it's something that maybe they won't be able to relate to.
Yeah.
So, but like even my point is that even if such, I would say obscure hobbies or interests is mine, I still manage to find some like
Absolutely.
common ground
Yeah.
most of the time lah.
Absolutely.
Eventually something. Everyone watches YouTube. Eventually you say, hey, you watch this YouTube channel or something. Then everyone will be like, oh shit, yeah, I watch this YouTube channel.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Or like,
Correct.
you
Or
watch
like
a smart
TikTok,
local.
right? This TikTok video that I saw, it's like, oh my god, my favorite TikTok video is the one that you drink the jelly then choke.
And I got you into TikTok.
Right, I know that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know what? Oh my god, I saw this video on TikTok. My favorite one so far is the one where they talk about the dinosaurs and the meteor.
Is it the hey bro?
Yeah.
That shit kind of close fam.
No.
Not that one.
No, they're like, hey Joe, what's up? Did you get the dinosaurs more muscle, like I asked?
Oh,
Yeah, so
Okay,
this
okay,
is
that
how
one,
you
that
can
one.
bond over these kind of
that's
things.
true. That's true. Eventually you'll find something on. I
Yeah,
think
but the
it's more
main
about
thing
being
is that
yourself.
you must know who you are first.
Yeah, be secure in yourself lah,
Yeah,
and like know, play to your strengths.
exactly. You have to tell people that like, okay, I don't know how to start this, but maybe a fun fact is that I own way too many cameras.
Oh, that's a very good. Yeah, it's a good. I think even if they can't relate, it's a good conversation starter.
It is.
Yeah,
I
but
think one guy he started off. No, he started off. The conversation skewed to like him asking me like which shirt should he buy, because he was online shopping, and I was like, oh, this shirt, are you on ASOS? And he was like, yes. How the fuck do you know? And I was like, I know my shit. And he's like, do you want to buy anything with ASOS? We can cop together, we get free delivery. I was like, fuck yes, let me go and do it.
okay, so yeah, I mean, they're just going to the whole like find a common ground. Eventually, you'll find something, one, even if it's like
Online
something.
shopping.
Yeah.
Dumb as-
Or coriander. Or coriander.
Eventually, something just
Exactly,
Just
and I
be
think dating
passionate.
apps are great in that sense because it gives it already breaks that first barrier to reach straight into these conversations.
yeah.
Yeah, and that is not to say there are no failures in dating apps,
Come on,
right?
come on.
But the beauty also of dating apps is that like immediately if this option does not work, you can move on.
Yeah.
But that being said, also it has bred a culture whereby
Ghosting
modern
and
dating
stuff,
is not the most desirable lah.
like ghosting.
Ghosting, yeah, which I think I'm extremely guilty of.
I am very guilty of ghosting. I'm so sorry.
Which I think majority of people on dating apps,
Yeah,
I am very
are
very guilty of
guilty of-
ghosting.
at least in one instance.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the person who has
The most ghosted.
5 kind of measures a day
Probably ghost more than
probably
us, right?
ghosted way more than us.
Definitely 100%. But I have ghosted before. Doesn't feel great, but I mean, I think it's more of like a bit tired to continue the convo. Then you just
Or someone more interesting comes along.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just part and parcel of modern dating, isn't it?
That's part and parcel of dating.
It is lah. You're
In
gonna have
general.
failures, but at the same time, you're also giving yourself the opportunity that
Yeah.
something
So
good will
like
come out of
people
it.
have to understand that like I guess modern dating with dating apps, right? It comes with its pros and cons.
Yeah.
Right? What we should do then when we go into dating, especially with dating apps, will be to exploit the pros
Yes.
and do as little of the cons as possible.
Yeah.
Like for example, when we talk about ghosting, which I think is not good behavior and it's something that I've definitely done. So to whoever is watching and then I last time ghosted on you, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
But the thing is like
Yeah.
the we cannot let that define the entire dating experience.
Yeah. There are like a lot of like there are plenty of like great experiences.
The fact that right, all these people,
Yeah.
aside from the people that have formed a relationship and properly met to date, right, of the number of people that I've met online, the fact that we can connect without even meeting face to face,
Yeah.
right, is already something worth being to marvel at.
Yeah, I remember when Tinder was back in the day when like most people didn't accept it as like a traditional dating method. And it was like still back then it's like, have you ever I think the way they sold it at first was like, would you like to like someone anonymously and you only get notified if they like you back.
Oh.
Then to me as a guy, I'm like, fuck yes yeah lah. Like why would I want to go through the embarrassment of being rejected
Yeah.
when I can don't through Tinder?
Correct.
I don't need to go through and any embarrassment for being rejected. I just swipe left and then they like completely forget I even exist.
Yeah.
And I would much rather that. And the fact that it is a thing now like amazes me. Cause like you remember just imagine back then when dating app, like without dating apps, all you can do is go up to someone and face rejection.
And roll the damn dice.
And roll the damn dice. And you're probably 99% of the time you're gonna get rejected / embarrassed. So that is how it is. But on like Tinder or any other dating app, that factor.
Even if they
no
try to
longer-
embarrass you, it's very isolated within your individual chat.
Yeah.
Even though now people say they're like, oh no, they screenshot or whatever, but that's it.
There's nothing
Right.
there's not much more to lose lah.
Mm.
So I think that's a good thing about
Yeah.
dating apps. Yes. I mean, should we go into YouTube comments for the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. Why not? Any concluding words about your dating app experience that you would like to share with our lovely audience?
Not much. Just be genuine with your intentions. Yeah, because if you want to fuck around, just say you want to fuck around. lah. I think people that can take
You'll
it.
find people who want to fuck around with you, like
Of
truly.
course.
Yep.
That is true.
I agree.
So if you just want to fuck around, just say. And then if they're not into it, then don't talk. You don't
That's
have to
true.
like spend so much effort to lead them on. Or you can like fuck like 10 other girls while you're doing that. You know?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
the answer is right there.
she just solved every problem
Be
in the
true
world.
with your intentions, and then you can fuck 10 other girls while you're doing that.
Definitely.
Her words!
Not false advertising at all. Do not sue us. Okay, so why don't we go into some of the comments? We haven't been looking at the comments, so the last 2 episodes about hazing and women's rights.
Yes. Okay. I know that was a particularly interesting topic to talk about.
Yeah.
And I do understand that there are a number of people with a lot of opinions about that. So we're going to address that today.
Yeah, and you can chime in if you have any opinions. So, let's start with the hazing episode. So Troy Lam said something along the lines of like, cancelling camps ain't really the answer because there are steps that we can take to ensure safety. And his opinion is that the activity only matters in terms of safety. That's the only one objective metric. So everything else doesn't matter. So his opinion is there's not really much any wrong with the MP people doing the peeing incident because it didn't cross any safety / life-threatening line. So that's his opinion. I don't really agree.
Explain.
I think there are some lines they just can't cross.
Like what?
Like what we say, no bodily fluids, no sexual harassment, no bodily harm. And that's why I said no life-threatening things.
Yeah.
Same. I don't really agree either.
Okay.
But I can see where it's coming from. His opinion is there's no objective metric.
Correct. No, I understand where he's coming from as well. But that being said, that like one of the things I think we mentioned was that I think camp rules and camp activities have to evolve with the times as well.
Yeah.
So hazing activities have to change to adapt with the times as well. So certain things used to be a little bit less reported, less reported, more acceptable. Does not mean now also the same.
Yeah.
So I would say that like besides being careful about safety, health and well-being, we have to also be pay a little bit more attention than we used to things like sensitivities.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that's why I say that like in a camp situation, I do agree that like being overly protective of certain things, you diminish the camp experience, and that's why the solution ought to be either we chaperone properly, like how we suggested, which is the long but right way, right, or we cancel camps. It's either a do or die situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have camps, you don't have this problem, but if you have camps, you must embrace some of these problems.
And it's like, and of course, like it's going to be a lot harder. I think what Troy mentioned is definitely the easy answer.
Yeah.
But I think maybe for some things we shouldn't just take the easy way out.
Absolutely. So I mean, what do y'all guys think, man? Y'all can always leave the comments about us discussing on the YouTube comments, and we'll try our best to do this every episode to address last week's comments. If y'all give us enough comments, or you can join our Telegram group.
And then actually, we also said something. He actually didn't agree with a lot of what we said, but he actually, no, it's actually just one question. Isn't screening which students are eligible to attend camps based on personal desirable qualities discriminatory?
It is. It is 100% discriminatory. Any thoughts?
I have no thoughts because I don't join camps. But I would think that it is discriminatory.
It's 100% discriminatory.
But it's also one part of our solution, right? Like we for those people who didn't know, we came up with essentially a 3-part plan. One of the plans, one of the parts was we have to screen people before they go into camps.
Yeah.
To screen, just to make sure that the people who do end up in camps aren't the people who might find a lot of the things offensive.
Correct.
Just to make sure that the camps people are on the same page.
Yeah.
But he brought a very good point, which I also brought it up a little bit, was that like how I brought it up, I guess indirectly by saying that like how we trusting 17-year-olds or 21-year-olds to do this screening. So yeah, it is discriminatory, but I don't know how to solve it.
I tell you, the fact that it's discriminatory, right, is the reason it serves to the favor of the camp.
But I think his point is that it's discriminatory, but like he leaves a lot of room for bad shit.
Correct. And do you know that is the entire reason why schools try to abolish the screening?
Yeah.
Because they say it's discriminatory.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of an impasse here. Right, if you want to screen your participants, you'll be able to get the people that vibe best with your camp, right? But if you do that, you'll exclude. I would say you exclude a large population of people. In fact, the people you exclude is more than the people that you accept because camp capacity is limited one, right?
Yeah.
But people have to see what they want to accept instead. Then, do they want to accept a camp where they join and potentially can get offended, or do they want to open it, or do they want to screen so that if your energy don't match, you cannot come in? You cannot have both at the same time. You want to, so you can have both only in one solution. You don't screen, come in, and then the activities tone down.
Yeah.
And then you will have the lame camp, which drops in hierarchy.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
I think he has his concerns are definitely valid.
Yeah.
And in fact, some other people also mentioned it.
No, and they exist because this is the entire reason educational institutions are doing this entire say that, cannot screen. Or like some of them even went even further to implement this and say a certain percentage must be random.
Yeah. And
these are things that public don't not announce to public because no need, right? It's just a selection process, right?
Yeah.
But it has to happen because why? Firstly, for selection of next year's committee, like we mentioned. Secondly, is like how we know whether you were like that or not. What if you come in and you don't enjoy yourself? If we screen, most of the time, we will make the screening process quite stupid one. We'll make them do stupid things like if they are, where are you now at Orchard Road? And say, can you run around and sing a song for us?
Okay.
If that they cannot do,
then
you come to our camp.
Okay, fair enough. But I think someone else said something along the lines of like, he has this concern that like if you try to gatekeep students from joining camps, so his name's Aiden. if you try to gatekeep students from joining these camps, you just have students that are similar in their views and personality, thus might not have the diversity of voices sought after by the schools.
Correct.
Gatekeeping might also deprive students not selected of opportunities to interact and make new friends.
Yeah.
And basically he's saying that like gatekeeping isn't the way to go lah.
Yeah. No, but 100%, this is something that we also sometimes struggle with when we select the freshies back in the time when we were still following this screening system.
Yeah.
It was something that we were grappling with because we are fully understood that like as much as those people that come have a lot of fun, right? Those that are left out, and especially after a while we get to know some of them, then we truly feel that like we actually were not very fair to them.
Okay.
And this is something that comes with the limitations of camps. You cannot have everything. You really can't. And camps, as much as they are in the spotlight for all the rubber activities, right? The activities and everything, the administration is incredibly limited because you're part of the institution in Singapore.
Yes.
And that's why having to straddle that line while maintaining certain liberties that used to maybe represent the camp that they are, right, is the reason why sometimes gatekeeping was the first solution people jump to. It may not be the best, but like if no gatekeeping, what's the alternative?
Yeah, I think it's almost like a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation.
You're caught in an impasse.
It's like we can see both sides. I agree with you guys as well, because if anything, I will be the one that's getting screened out of the camps.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like camps.
Correct.
If you ask me to do stupid shit, I would definitely not do stupid shit.
Same.
So so if anything, I'll be screened out. But like at the same time, I understand the value of it. The only concern I have is the power we are giving to, as I said before, frankly, immature and young people.
Yeah.
And that one I have no solution for other than
Cancel
trust
camp.
and okay, two ways. Trust them that they won't do some stupid shit, and eventually they'll definitely disappoint us. Or cancel camps. And either way doesn't seem that right yet.
Absolutely. There's no real solution. See, people can talk about all these symptoms of the problem, but there is no solution to the problem.
Yeah.
If we don't screen, we encounter a problem. If we screen, we can encounter a problem.
Yeah.
We don't cancel camp, we encounter a problem. We cancel camp, we encounter. So people are very quick to point out the flaws. To be fair, everyone knows the flaws.
Yes.
We just don't have a solution. So if you have a bright idea, you can always come up and give us a solution. Before we continue to our comments, we got one more camera break to take. Be right back.
Be right back.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with more comments on YouTube.
Yeah, and in fact, Awkin, A.W. Kin, actually, he said something along the same lines. He also agreed that camps are supposed to be inclusive. He doesn't think that gatekeeping is a good idea, which really explained. But he also brought a second point about hazing. He said he doesn't think that hazing is a good form of group bonding within the community. There are better times to achieve such an object. There are better ways to achieve such an objective. Rather than to create a tough time to make people bond better together.
What are your thoughts?
I agree.
Have you been to camps?
Like the one that I'm like compulsory to go to, like orientation shit lah.
Do you enjoy it?
Nah.
Where my camp people at? No, but okay, I agree with them that I agree with him that it's not the best way, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
And like once again, this is pointing out the symptom of a problem because we do not have a solution. What's a better way, right? And the thing about it is that like this is why, ironically, very ironically, why gatekeeping is will also serve its purpose.
Because then you will make sure that the people who actually benefit from this hazing,
they understand that there's hazing, they still come for the hazing, and then they proceed from there on.
Yeah.
So you see, once again, we're at this impasse. And that's why even though people say the solution is not to cancel camp, my answer will always be cancel camp. Cancel. Because honestly, right, if you really think about it, there is no solution. There's no solution that is viable for students to execute.
Yeah, and I think I understand like from your point of view that it must not make sense, because even for me it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He even went on to say that I don't really think hazing has a good role to play in group bonding. It's more of a perpetuated cycle of bullying than anything.
No, correct.
I can see why you say that.
Yes.
Because sometimes I think that as well. But to understand like from the people who actually enjoy camps and who go out of their way to join like 3 camps in a row, which is freaking 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
I have no idea how the hell people do that and torture themselves, but they still enjoy it.
Absolutely.
They think hazing is a good thing.
They don't necessarily think it's a good thing.
Or like they
think that it is part of the camp experience.
Okay.
And they accept that and they embrace that.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of people that gatekeeping will suss out, right?
Yeah.
Will immediately acquire as a good member to join our gang.
Yeah, and maybe they also see like I guess the benefit of it. So I think it's very difficult to manage so many diverse people, and that's the issue they keep going back to.
We can't have all inclusive camp.
Yeah.
Right? Without an all inclusive solution.
Yeah, I agree.
In fact, right, if you think about it, right, if we want to be all inclusive, right, there will be even some games that we can't play.
Yeah, it's very okay. I think it goes. We can use the same analogy for like YouTube content, right?
Yeah.
Like the more you try to cater your content to the masses, the more eventually,
the more diluted
it become. It's just how it is. Like you can't please everyone.
Absolutely.
You have to choose, and unfortunately, the thing is that we have placed camps on such a huge pedestal as like the only way to gain friends, or like the only social event that you can go to schools to like.
It's just the loudest social event. There are so many other ways.
Yeah, so I think it's like a bit of a mismatch of what camps can be and what people expect camps to be.
Yeah,
and I think that's the issue at hand. Camps just can't solve everyone.
Yeah, I mean, what do y'all think, man? Continue this thread with us in our Telegram chat because we want to find out a little bit more. Because I do understand that like not everyone understands my point of view when it comes to defending these camps.
Yeah.
Right. And why is it that my point of view is very simple? Is that if we have no solution, we cancel camps. Right. My reason is very simple. This impasse can never be crossed.
It's difficult lah. And that's why we are not school administrators. Sean also said, honestly felt that a female or a minority point of view would have worked better for this topic over 3 different guys. So Dago was on the show. He said a lot of camp culture revolves around toxic masculine energy and unfortunately wasn't really addressed here. And I was like, yeah, I agree. We didn't really talk about toxic masculinity, I guess.
I think this is something that we will want to bring up again because I think toxic masculinity in itself is a topic that
it's not just in camps.
Yes, but everywhere. I do agree, that in camps they are highly perpetuated and there are a lot of like toxic masculinity themes in some of the activities that happen, right? And this is something that we would like to address in future with someone who is more into camps lah. So thank you for bringing this up, but I don't think we can address this right now.
Yeah, it's a bit harder. But we have talked about toxic masculinity quite a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with banking. And I think once in a while in our shows as well.
What do you think about toxic masculinity?
It sucks.
Okay.
Nice. You heard it here, folks.
you heard it here first. Yeah. Toxic masculinity, it sucks.
Okay, let's go on to the women's rights episode that we have with like wonderful Tini. Thank you so much, Tini, once again. Let's start with a more light-hearted comment. Han Bin asks, why is there a Nintendo Switch dock in front of me?
This is the dock of destiny.
It cannot be moved.
It cannot be moved.
It's law now.
Now, at the same time, I want y'all to pay attention to the Nintendo Switch dock every once in a while. You might see something different, so I'm saying. Not saying anything.
Who knows,
else.
right?
Yeah.
And someone said cover his tummy and I liked it.
Cover his tummy?
He said, yeah, the Nintendo Switch dock to cover my tummy.
Oh.
And I liked it. Okay, let's go on to the a bit more serious comments. Sayuri Kinomoto, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but she was, I think
they,
yes, they. I'm not sure.
Get your pronouns right, lady.
Okay, yeah. They
don't like it when I call you lady, right?
Weirdly, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, what they say?
They said, another thing I noticed is how guys get defensive when girls post something about sexual assault awareness on social media. Say I personally posted something related to female sexual assault on my IG story and a guy friend sent me a screenshot of a convo in an all-guy group chat making remarks about their post, saying like the feministic rage is strong today, or that their post is oppression. So and that's something that we didn't really talk about as well. But I do agree it's a big thing, right? A lot of people are quick to like, I guess, dismiss people's, like especially like females with opinions as like feminazis.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's really tough.
I think that's where we as men are presented with the obvious opportunity to stand up, to say that like, I get that you are kidding probably.
Yeah.
Right. But you must understand that saying these kind of things kind of like discounts her experience.
Yeah. Or
like don't make fun of her. Or like you can always do it in a nicer way. Like, hey, don't make fun of her lah. Maybe she really kena, you know?
Yeah.
And this kind of like more candid ways to introduce people to the concept, right? It's always easier to accept. so easier for you to broach the topic so you don't encounter a relax, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I think what people fear is that when they are put in that position, they don't dare to bring it up in for fear of being viewed as as being overly sensitive or being a wet blanket to particular situations.
Yeah.
Which is a delicate line to tread lah, which I understand. But like I think it can be clear to make a firm but friendly. I think that's not nice. Let's not make fun of her lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll go, as you say in the podcast, it'll go a long way if like.
And I think you may not need to explain to people the rationale yet. But if you do that enough, right, you will be able to quickly identify who are those people that can be sensitive about the right things and who are people who clearly are not at your level.
That's true. I mean, I think we, as we said, I think it's good if like the guys come out and like.
Absolutely. You think about it. You see, this person, they tell us about how the guy friend screenshot to show them, right?
Yeah.
What else has that guy done?
Yeah, it'd be cool if you like stopped it.
He should have stood up to them.
Yeah.
But that being said, we have this kind of unrealistic expectations of people without understanding the full context. So we shouldn't say this kind of thing also lah. But ideally, what people should do is when you're a guy or anyone for that matter put in a situation whereby you have the moral high ground to act, right? I feel it is your duty to act.
I think it's a bit harder because like of course you don't want. It's very difficult to, I guess, if you have a big group of friends to be the only dissenting voice.
Yeah, no, but still, it is your duty to act.
It is like it is. We're just saying that.
And I think that's a call to both. I want to say both men and women, or anyone for that matter. Yeah. When you see people spreading speech rhetoric that is hateful, that is dismissive, that is ignorant, right? Telling them to politely stop, right? Without explaining the rationale is a good first step to head towards.
I think I personally wouldn't take it like badly as well.
Yeah.
Like if someone told me like, hey, you say something that like can be hurtful, I'll be like, okay, shit, I'm sorry, man. Like I think a lot of people fear that they will get a lot of backlash.
They probably might from some of these groups. Okay. And that's why I say you will be able to suss out who is more okay with sensitivities and who isn't.
That's true.
And those people are the kind of people that you have to try to bring to the light. Right, and that's why we mentioned about how we need to sell it like a market pitch, right?
Yeah, I
told you about I remember I mentioned this story about my friend who like I know they joke about the girls and they joke about his girlfriend, then he just straight up said, I don't like it when you joke about her.
Yeah.
Right? And stop already.
Yeah.
It can be something as simple as I don't like it when you joke about these kind of things. You know?
Yeah.
And the sexual assault victims may not be in the position to say that. But for more often than not, when people say like feministic rage, right?
Yeah.
It is within your power to tell people I don't like it when you describe it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what, right? I think it's not nice, Don't say like that lah.
Don't say that, yeah. I think it'll go a long way lah. And trying to, I guess, change their mind one step at a time.
Absolutely.
And she also said something like, there needs to be more awareness and education on the various ways women can feel uncomfortable / threatened in passive-aggressive and less obvious ways.
Absolutely. Because you see this person, why a lot of these people fail to act, a lot of these men, I would say, in these kind of situations fail to act, is because they're not put in a position where these situations have a stake on them. What if your sister is a sexual assault survivor and people say the feministic rage is strong in this one? The feministic rage is strong today. Yeah. Will you not be the first one to say, hey, don't say this kind of thing? Yeah. And will that context not be clear to your friends to stop?
That's true.
Right? Yeah. The only problem here is because these things don't have a stake on these people's lives. So if someone takes a stand and say, hey, let's not joke about this kind of thing, they will stop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think this is a very tough situation because, as I said, there's a lot of like social dynamics coming into play. But I don't know. At least from my experiences, whether my friends stand up for me or me standing up for my friends, like it does go well most of the time. And most people are like okay with it because they recognize that they might have done something wrong.
Yeah, and then if you're in a relationship with a bunch of friends who cannot accept that you don't like certain things, then what kind of relationship is this?
That's true lah. That's true.
I think the feministic rage kind of annoyed me a little though because it's like it can boil down to something so simple where like a girl can be so affected by something, right? Like truly affected by something, and then guys will be like, oh, she must be PMSing. That kind of thing,
You know, this statement, right, has been going on for so fucking long.
Yeah.
And the fact that even now it's still something that can be brought up is...
It's just dismissive.
It's so dismissive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, who else? Okay, let's go on to the next comment. Aaron said, this podcast is a good eye-opener.
Hey, thank you. Correct. That one correct. I 100% agree. That one is fact, science fact. Verified by Isaac Newton Tan.
He went ahead to say that he didn't agree with something you said, but
Oh, that one wrong. No, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? You know, just now over dinner we were just talking about how we encourage people who to agree and disagree with us, because on our podcast we like people to have intellectual discussions about these kind of things.
yeah. He said, as a guy, I also fell into a defensive stance mentioned in the last point, especially reactively said and think not all men are like that. It reminds me of something that called respond instead of react. So, but he said that like he felt like he could have phrased something a bit differently.
Okay.
So he said, okay, so I went to look at this 59 minutes to 59:45.
Yeah.
You basically use the nasi lemak analogy, the one that say like Singapore nasi lemak better than Malaysian nasi lemak. Then someone say not all nasi lemak. Then he said, so that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like then he said he basically just said that like I felt that John kind of missed the point about having more people understand what he wanted to convey, understand his frustration, but repeatedly saying how simple it is and adding scores would more likely than not cause people to turn a deaf ear. So yeah, I think that's his entire point. He wrote a lot more than that.
But to be fair, I think that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
And I think when we got to that level of discussion and reached that point, I did get a little bit excited and I got off a little bit of a tangent there. So thank you for pointing that out. But I think it is important to like be loud sometimes about some of these things. You know? Because not many people even share this view enough to speak about it as passionately.
Yeah.
And like I think that definitely I will try my best to deliver it better, because I do understand we are the people on the platform, right?
Yes.
And this is something that I will try to work on. But at the same time, like thank you so much for translating that message out to people, because like that sentiment is actually truly, I feel it comes to me very simply, but I get that it doesn't come that simply to everyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Timothy agree with him.
Yeah, boy.
I think we sometimes, even I do, like sometimes get a bit overboard sometimes because we are tired at times, and then we just want.
I mean, we're only human as well, So
Yeah.
thank you so much. You know, I love that our community can bring these kind of things up without being toxic.
Yeah, but in the end he said that like he does see your point and he does agree.
Yeah.
And it's just the way you said it. So I think that's fine. Calvin also talked and asked, will you do a men's rights episode to talk about the struggles that men experience in today's society too? We will. It's something that we will think of how to chaperone properly.
Yeah.
Because
we don't want to say some things that potentially offend people.
Yeah.
Because we get that there's a very, very fine line between defense and offense when it comes to these kind of things on the internet, especially.
Yeah.
Right? I think when we talk about men's human physical rights in the real world, some of these things are a little bit more black and white. But when it comes to behavioral stuff on the internet and stuff like that, it's something that we do have to address.
Yeah, I mean, toxic masculinity is definitely part of it as well.
Yeah, or like, and for example, like how in Singapore there's no men's charter. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other things that are like mental illnesses, especially, and like seeking help and all that. So definitely we'll try to do it. The reason why we didn't talk about it was because it was a women's rights episode.
Yeah.
So if anyone, we didn't want, I think there's a time and place to be, I guess, balanced or have a different side to it.
Absolutely.
And that was definitely not the time and place to do it.
And I do recognize that on the internet, men's rights is something that has to be spoken a lot more, firstly, and a lot more in a more correct fashion.
Yes.
I think right now, as a result of the feminist movement, which is great because gender gaps are starting to be bridged, right? But as a result of that also, men are starting to become more confused.
Okay.
Confused because society now... Why?
No, I'm confused.
No, I think...
I'm
Okay.
confused.
Men are becoming more confused because like the people who are loudest are toxically masculine people, right? Confusing that with men's rights. Okay, and then for people who are angry on either side, they just want to find punching bags. Okay. And as a result, some of these genuinely curious men may end up becoming the victims of this punching bag mentality. And that's why we have to address men's rights very carefully without encroaching on other people's ideologies and opinions.
Yeah, I don't think it should be viewed as like a mutually exclusive thing.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of I think there's
Correct.
a lot of people when they talk about like women's rights, especially because I think when you say men's rights, a lot of people will have a very bad response.
It has a bad
to it
rap on its own already.
because every time men's rights comes out, it's coming on the hinge of someone probably a woman saying
Yes.
that they have suffered and then they are demanding better gender equality. Then there'll be some asshole in the comments that says like,
What about us?
what about men's rights? And that's what we don't want to have.
Absolutely.
We don't want to address men's rights as valid as it is on the heels of women's rights.
We don't want to address men's rights as a counter to
as a
women's
counter.
rights,
Yes, exactly.
which I think is something that we have to tread lightly on, because on the
It's not a
internet,
counter.
that's how people are waiting to jump on it as. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And like so the whole women's rights episode, we didn't talk about it, even though I think we briefly mentioned about like how men can definitely be sexual assault survivors as well, etc. But we didn't really go into much details because we wanted to dedicate the whole 1 hour to women's rights. And before this episode gets too long, it's about to be the longest episode in IMO ever. But Timothy says, I'm not sure how appropriate this question might be, but what do you think about our mindset? What do you think our mindset should be when we feel that our close female friends or even our daughters in the future are wearing something that might be slightly too revealing in your opinion? So he said like, I know that sexual assault is not the fault of the victim at all, but sometimes a part of me as a close friend or father will feel like it's better to err on the side of caution and like mention it to his friend or his daughter. But I say, but at the same time, this could be considered a mindset that perpetuates the bad stigma that is seen in the third saga. I think it's tough.
I think, okay, so this is a really good question because it's really tough. My personal, approach for this is very simple.
Yeah.
So sometimes when she goes out, right, I will tell her when certain things make me uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily need to elaborate it in such a way whereby, it's to protect you or to whatever. I will tell her when like I feel that this talk makes me a little bit uncomfortable. But I leave the ultimate decision to her. I think letting her, personally my take on this is very simple. When you let a person you care about, right? When you let a daughter, partner, anyone, right, a friend know that like, hey, this actually makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Do you want to have a jacket instead or whatever, right? Without encroaching on their behavior, right? It's a good way to approach this without overstepping boundaries. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Because like you can even be honest with them and explain your rationale and say that like I'm sorry if I sound very traditional here, but I rather you err on the correct side of society because I don't know enough. But at the same time, I'll trust you to make the final decision.
Okay.
So you make it as like a very advisory role without victimizing the person, which I think is something that we do all the time, right? You can advise people to be like, hey, it looks like it's gonna rain today, bring an umbrella, right? Or like, tell your ama don't wear the gold chain, go out. A lot of pickpockets, something like that, right? But the ultimate decision is still the person's. You don't perpetuate anything, and you don't try to shift people's behavior to fit your standard.
Okay.
You can express your discomfort, which I think is valid. Everyone has their discomforts. They can always express their discomfort, just to let them know that you feel uncomfortable and leave the ultimate decision to them.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
my
you,
take.
Breanna?
I think that the way is correct. Because if you force, right, once someone forces, like, let's say me, it's like my mom or don't know who forced me to like, don't wear this, don't wear that. I'm like, why don't you just force like someone like my brother or like a guy to like not think that way? Like, why must I change so that you guys will, not you guys, but like guys will do something like, it's like quite unfair also, you know?
Yeah. I think you have to approach it in a way where you assume not the worst of them, but you assume that maybe it's a blind spot. So when you assume it's a blind spot for someone, you just offer them a piece of advice, and then it's a take it or leave it kind of situation. Doesn't matter. People don't take offense to that. There's no long-term ingrained implication to that as well.
Yeah, I think it's the implication part.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people who I've heard of like toxic relationships that like the girl wears something revealing, then the guy is like, you're such a slut, or like they threaten to break up with them.
Yeah.
They put the relationship on the line, or like a lot of parents, they will like, I guess, punish them, or like, again put the relationship on the line.
Yeah.
I think it's important to not put the relationship on the line.
Yeah.
No matter what, you still love them.
The only thing you put on the line is is your discomfort. Which I think is something that it's vulnerable when you're vulnerable with your partner like that, right? This is how you expect the reciprocation to be back, right? It's just discomfort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for example, I can wear a really ugly t-shirt, right? And then she's in her power to tell me that actually I don't want to go to town with you wearing like that. That's fine, what?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't realize the colors clashed. You know? Right?
Okay.
That's the only way I feel that only valid way you can kindly approach this, because you can always tell people like actually if it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I know, up to you.
Or like if they mention the victim blaming thing.
Correct.
I think what Timothy did was actually quite good. Like the way he phrased the question, he'll say that, it's definitely not your fault. I just like maybe on the side of caution.
Yeah. No, but at the same time also I want to be clear here. That does not mean, right, just because we give you this advice to approach kindly, that you should stick your nose in the people's business where it doesn't belong. So where I'm coming from is when you have no stakes in this person's life, maybe it's a random stranger you see on the street. What gives you the right to approach them and be like, hey, what you wear makes me uncomfortable. You know, actually it's a bit risky. No what, right?
Shut up, yeah.
You want to give advice to people that you already have a connection with and have an understanding with, that you are not there to dictate their life.
And I think it's also very important. It's very important to draw the line between obviously you want to try not to, if you're uncomfortable with it, you want to say it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want anyone to use this argument as like a reason why, as like a counter argument as to why like girls might be implicit or like might be responsible for.
Don't come and twist our words and say that like, I say already what, they never do, that's why they like that.
No,
this one you own self say one, not we say one.
If they do it and bad shit happens, right, it's not their fault.
Yeah, boy.
And I don't want anyone going like, hey, but I told you should have done it.
Twist here, take rubber band, shoot you, then you know, copy.
I mean, there's like, and even if you are the one to say, let's say I tell my girlfriend, like, hey, personally I've never done it, but if I tell my girlfriend there's something that's making her uncomfortable, I think you want to wear something less revealing, and she doesn't, and bad shit happens, right? Like, I don't think it's up to.
It's not opportunity for you to be like, I told you so.
Do not do that. I told you so.
I take two rubber band and shoot you. Serious.
Yeah, that's not what we are saying. Just you want to express your discomfort, go ahead.
Yeah.
They don't do it and bad shit happens. It's not I told you so moment. Just fucking shut up. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think this is obviously, as you guys can clearly see, is a very, very fine line you're treading right here.
Yeah.
But I think the whole point is that you don't want to encroach into their personal boundaries, and you want to make sure that you still respect their own personal space and their own personal decisions.
Absolutely. And why I mentioned about approaching this in an advisory role, right? Most of the time, these people are people you already share a relationship with, and as a result, this relationship allows you to have certain advice that you can give them, certain conversations that you have with them. If she was a stranger, who am I to tell her that like, hey, you don't wear this, make me uncomfortable? No, what? She's my girlfriend, what? That's why I get to say these kind of things. And there is an understanding prior before that because of us being in a relationship, some of these conversations are valid to have, are valid to happen, and some of these discomforts are mine and mine alone, but I just want to let her know, you know, that kind of thing.
And if Breanna doesn't agree, or your partner doesn't agree, and it's a big deal to them, then just freak out.
Yes, correct. That's why that is something that people don't understand.
Just break out and find another one.
Because the relationship clearly there's a fundamental misalignment.
Yeah, let's break out and find someone that agrees with you, and like who understands your point of view.
Yeah, not take that as a moral high ground and be like, how lian, I told you so.
Yeah, no, I told
Come
you
on,
so.
man.
Sir. Like we definitely do not agree with the whole victim blaming narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, any other things you want to say?
Correct.
Nice. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
No, I
She says
told you
correct.
so.
No,
Yeah.
I told you so.
No.
That's no.
Yeah,
Do
man.
not twist our words, guys. I'm sure you guys won't, but do not.
I do not do that. But yeah.
And
I
with
think,
that, Should we end it?
Yeah,
It's been
man.
1.5 hours. This is a HTHT episode. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for joining
you
us.
guys so much.
Remember to click all the everything that we don't talk
just
so much. You see the description
Click
box.
so much. Click everything. Like, click all the links. Just go on. Go and open a new tab.
Any final words you want to say?
Follow me.
Follow her.
No, actually, I won't accept you guys. It's private.
Do you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You spend the last half like not saying anything.
No, because I just want to hear like guys talk about like this kind of thing. Like I just want to hear your opinions.
You get a live reaction, live
Yeah.
show. Okay, fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.